Welcome Lifetime Training Fitness and Nutrition Professionals. Today we will go through the final week of the 120-day onboarding certification. Today's agenda, we will review last week's assignments, we will recap some of the 120-day education process, we will dive deep into our ICM business process, and then we will identify some career opportunities as well as our final evaluation tool called 3 Sheets. Let's begin. So throughout the past 16 weeks, the 120-day process has allowed you to identify our 4 behaviors of service, science, session, and succession. We are able to identify how to enhance members' programming based off of our member experiences on the fitness floor. We are able to identify our Core 3 philosophy through our programs, products, and services. And then we are able to provide first-class personal training or development sessions within our client's program design. Today is all about succession planning and getting you on the right career path that you strive for and want to grow and develop with. Taking a look back at last week's assignments, you should have wrapped up with our Pilates education, as well as going through some experience via our group classes, as well as some of our activities and surveys. Moving forward, this being the final week of your 120-day certification, I wanted to congratulate you and give you a personal high five as far as taking this education in stride and creating a business structure for yourself that you can feel proud of. However, this is only the beginning. There's a lot more to learn at Lifetime, as well as a lot more opportunities that are ahead to help grow and develop your career pathways. Today we will identify a little bit more about that. So overall, just to review again, Lifetime's commitment to you is to make sure that we are casting the right team members. You should feel great about the people that surround you as far as the skill sets and talents that they provide, and we can always look to our fellow peers for advice or guidance. We also want to make sure that each and every one of you has a developmental plan. Each and every day that you are getting better and you are growing with your talents and passions. And then finally, we want to make sure that you are equipped with the skills as well as the tools to be successful in our innovative and integrative learning approach. So with that being said, let's take a look back. Throughout the next week or so, you should spend some time with your sub-team leader to take a look back at some of the things that you have done and some things you have done very well. So first off, we want to get a count of how many members have you engaged with in the past 120-day process. These engagements could come from fitness floor assessments, they could come from nutrition booths, or even any of our workout workshops. We also want to identify how many sessions have you delivered, whether they be complimentary, LT bucks, or even paid sessions. This way we can go back to those unconnected leads and make sure we can recap their goals and be able to identify a plan or program that they should have been following, or we can create one that they can follow moving forward. We also want to take a look back and see how much did you bring in as far as the financials go. So how much did you generate as far as revenue in service? How much revenue did you generate in sales? And then the combination of those two numbers is your total productivity. Throughout our weekly scorecards, we have been able to see your progress as well as how you've been aligning to our monthly goals. Going forward, we want to make sure that you don't just level off, but you are still growing in all 3 of those categories so that we can support yourself as well as your family through your financial needs. On the right side here, I want to make sure that you understand that you have all just leveled up. Throughout this 120-day process, upon completion, it now enhances you to move on to other succession patterns or perhaps even an increase in your commission. Also within this process, hopefully you've had the chance to gain a specialty certification in any of our Core 3 categories. That could be our metabolic technician certification, a nutrition coach certification, or even a small group certification. Going forward, hopefully you can be equipped with an arsenal of education in all 3 aspects, or even other specialty areas that we will have going forward. We also want to make sure that you highlight your clients' success stories. They have been working hard with you for the past 3 to 4 months, and we want to make sure we congratulate them on even some of their small accomplishments, as because changing a lifestyle or behavior is difficult, and doing it with you has probably made it much easier for them. And then also throughout this entire 120-day platform, you have been equipped with the education and tools to again grow your business and provide best-in-class service. Moving forward, some things that we'll look at today is your career succession as well as some of your financial goals. Taking a look at some of the operational logistics, we also want to make sure that you're hitting the checkpoint of completing a minimum of 20 service hours per week. These service hours are ideally paid sessions. So working with the client, completing an assessment, or completing a group class format. However, we also want to make sure you still have time available for member engagement. This way we can always grow our business or perhaps even support our fellow team members. Ideally, we should be shooting for 10 hours of either complimentary sessions, engaging with members on the floor, or any one of our opportunity sessions. The remaining time should still be built in for program design and administrative work. Taking a look at some of our other business objectives, we want to make sure that all of your clients are ideally set up on EFT or reoccurring payments. This makes your life easier as well as sets your clients up for long-term programming. With all of your contacts, whether they be members on the floor or your future and or current clients, we want to make sure you're plugging notes into PT Scheduler or SmartWeb. This will help you in the future when looking back and connecting with these leads, so you have a great idea as far as who they were, what their goals are, and some items that you might have recommended for them. Another big business opportunity is making sure that you are tracking all of your sessions on the appropriate day. Missing this or forgetting to do this can cause some circumstances that would affect your pay, so we definitely want to make sure that that is done appropriately. Hand in hand is clocking in and clocking out correctly. So always make sure you are applying that to your Workday app or our tools that are provided for you. Otherwise, overclocking or underclocking could affect your benefits or again your weekly paychecks. We also want to make sure that your clients aren't just coming in for a workout or a session to see you to get sweaty. We want to make sure that they have an idea of what their weekly schedule should look like, whether it be recovery, cardio, or strength training. So always make sure that you are again managing and designing their program and experiences. And then again today we'll take a look into the career succession pathways as well as identifying your business through our ICM portal. Let's take a look at how that works. So a really great tool that Lifetime has is our ICM commission tracking portal. This is done through our website via Workday. Once you are in Workday, you can simply click on our pay icon. Once you click on the pay icon, off to the right there is an ICM commission payout details. Once you click on this icon here, there will be a place for you to log in. Once you are logged in, it will give you some great details about your current compensation structure, as well as really identifying every single paycheck that you have and where the revenue or sales are coming from. This way we can then take a look at, are you hitting above our commission minimum wage adjust, or are you below, and what action items would we take to do better or change that up? So you can see from this example document, we have our trainer and it breaks down her revenue or commission in every single category that we have. So if you ever have a question on what your paycheck should look like, this is a great place to go to. Up in the top left, the best one to click on is the compensation summary. So we can take a look back at previous paychecks by using the drop down and selecting the appropriate pay period. Once we have the one that we want, we'll click on the submit button. From here, it gives us a great breakdown of our sales and service, as well as our year-to-date commissions and payouts. The really great thing here is we can actually click on the details of either sales or service, and it'll give us a breakdown of where all that income or revenue came from. If I wanted to take a look at all my personal training clients that I receive revenue or commission from, I can simply click on that, and it will show me all the clients that I have tracked within this 2-week or weekly pay period. So it really gives me a great idea as far as what my paycheck should look like or where my revenue is coming from. Another great idea or concept on this website is the what if calculator. So this calculator allows you to plug in, if I increase my supplement sales by X amount of dollars, how will that affect my paycheck? However, the tool that we want to use to go hand in hand with this document here is your Commission Minimum Wage Adjust calculator. So using this tool, you can simply plug in the club that you are currently located at. And from here, we'll be able to see our commission minimum wage. Now this changes yearly or even by state, but then from here we can plug in how many hours we worked in this paycheck or pay period. So if I plugged in 40 hours, this will give me my weekly at-a-look glance. Now typically most clubs are paid bi-weekly, so I might have to double my work hours that I've clocked in through Workday to get an appropriate amount. So this individual working at this club, if they were paid every 2 weeks, we would plug in how much did I earn in sales from my commissions and how much did I earn in service. So taking a look back, this next paycheck I would receive $285 in sales and $461 in service. Plugging that in, I can see how far off or even how far above I am from this commission minimum wage adjust rate. This can give me a good idea as far as how many clients I need to grow or gain, or other programs that I can incorporate to help receive higher funds or even to get out of any sort of minimum wage adjust program. So definitely take a look at this with your manager and dive deep into some of the tools and processes that it entails. The other thing that we want to discuss a little bit today is your career and succession planning. So throughout the process thus far, you have obviously been hired and you have gone through our certification process. We are currently at the tip of the 120-day education process, and this is the point where we need to calibrate. We need to figure out what's next. Where do you want to go and how do you want to grow? Typically, as you take a look at the image here, there are two pathways. You can either identify yourself into being on the path towards a master trainer, or perhaps being a program or category lead that could lead into future positions for you. So leveling up comes by increasing your education as well as increasing your trailing average. Ideally, we want you all to be master trainers and feel comfortable in your craft and have various certifications that support your education that you can connect with a lot of members on our fitness floor. Now, we do need a lot of fitness professionals to service our members, but if that's not an area that you are truly passionate about, perhaps maybe you do want to be a leader and grow and develop fellow peers being successful in their roles. And that's where a program lead or assistant personal training manager can come into play. After that position, there is definitely some succession for becoming a personal training manager, which is obviously in charge of casting as well as the financial metrics of an entire facility. After that position, you could move into a senior personal training manager that overlooks a couple clubs in the surrounding area or potentially a couple of states. And then above a senior PT manager is an area lead. This individual looks over multiple clubs and makes sure they are all hitting their financials as well as their casting and revenue budgets. And above an area lead is a regional manager that oversees multiple states or even parts of the country. So there's definitely a lot of opportunity or positions that are above your current position, and we want to make sure you have a pathway to support that and be successful. Now, the easiest way to get started is to complete the final week of your education, which calls for a 3 sheets evaluation. This document is found in your Learning Well or can be provided to you by your sub-team leader. You should schedule in your next weekly one-on-one this evaluation. Your leader will come prepared and go over each of these 3 sheets with you. They will identify your strengths, your opportunities, and your derailers. Basically, we'll tell you some things that you're doing really great at, things that we can high-five you on, and things that we're super thankful and proud of you for assisting with members, team members, or even your own personal business. The opportunities are the things that we want you to grow at, things to get better, things that we would like to see a little bit of change or a little bit of positivity in. And then the derailers are the deal breakers, things that need to change immediately. Some of these could be change immediately for your position or for your career, or perhaps even just some behaviors that we want you to do a little bit better on. So take some time with your sub-team leader or manager to really dive deep into these sheets, as this way it will help us identify which career pathway will be best fit for you. Whether you do want to continue on the route of becoming a master trainer, or perhaps take on some responsibilities that a program lead or an assistant manager would do on a day-to-day basis, this way when the opportunity arises, you could then successfully transition into that role and really make a difference within the club, the team, and the members. Overall, team, I want to make sure that you guys complete all of your learning. So this being the final week of our 120-day process, please make sure you have completed all the prior modules as well as the associated surveys and activities. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out, as I am always here for support. But again, I want to congratulate you on completing this 120-day process of education. And I hope that your career has fulfilled you thus far. And I can't wait to see your success and growth within our industry as well as within our company. Thank you and have a great day.